Ready.
All right, everyone. I will call the March 13, 2023 meeting of the Newtown Township Board of Supervisors to order. I will note that the board did meet in executive session prior to this meeting where we discussed a personnel matter with regards to the police department accreditation manager. I will now move to Mr. Nease. Please do the roll call.
Mr. Altieri,
Here.
Ms. Roberts Lightcap,
Here.
Mr. Partridge, Mr. Russo,
Here.
Ms. Chandlis.
Here.
Your solicitor, engineer, and manager are here.
We will now move down to the moment of silence. And we'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move down to item 5, approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Motion was made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Chandlis. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Section 6, public comment for agenda items only. If you have a public comment that you'd like to provide with regard to an agenda item, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Please note that we did not receive any public comment with regards to the Dropbox or in the public comment email address. If there's any members of the audience who have anything that they'd like to say, please come up now. Let the record reflect that we have no public comment, and we'll move down to the minutes. 7.1, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the February 27, 2023 meeting?
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Chandler, seconded by Supervisor Roberts Lightcap. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Section 8, 8.1, we will get into presentations. Circled Sundown presentation by Miss Linda McIsaac.
Can everybody hear me and see me? Hello, hello.
Hold on, Linda, we're gonna try turning you up.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear just a little bit.
This is as loud as it goes, so hopefully you can hear me. So can you hear me
Linda,
now?
hold on real quick, Linda. We're gonna try something on our end.
Okay. Testing. Is that better?
Hold on, Linda.
That's worse. You want me to say something?
Nah,
That's fine.
that's getting better. I
Getting
think we're
better?
just gonna go with that, Steve. Everybody in the audience can hear? All right, go ahead, Linda, you're good.
Okay, so I apologize if the people in the audience can't hear. So I'm here tonight. Thank you for giving me my time. My name's Linda McIsaac, and I represent the nonprofit Gather in the Circle. And our main purpose is to help make Newtown Square a more livable and sustainable place to live. And we're here, I'm here tonight because we want to bring our second Circle at Sundown Community Street Party to the heart of Newtown Square, which is St. Albans Circle. And so we're really excited. We're gonna follow a similar layout as our first event. It's going to have live music. It will be, we'll have entertainment from the local dance troops. We're going to have food vendors. And new this year, we're hoping to have some food trucks in addition to local food vendors. And we're also hoping to have showcase the area sustainability work that has been going on within Newtown Township committees, but also local nonprofits in the area, because we think that, you know, it's a great opportunity for the public to interface and learn about a lot of the sustainability initiatives that are happening. And our nonprofit, Gather in the Circle, sustainability is at the heart of why we do what we do. So the Circle at Sundown primarily is for community building. And so that is the reason, it's to celebrate community. And so we're asking the township for approval to hold this event. And it's scheduled for May 21st from 5 to 8:30, and that's a Sunday. And we're hoping to, you know, close St. Albans Circle and also part of Chapel Road. And there will be a beer garden, and which was a real success and hit the first year. And we're hoping to recreate that sense of fun and community spirit that we had and actually build on it. So we're hoping to target, I think the first year there was over 500 people who attended, and it was a big success. And we're hoping to match that and maybe a little more. But again, it's just about getting the community together and having fun, but also celebrating Newtown Square. So I wanted to just see if anybody has questions from the board or the public, and if I can answer them for you.
So let's start it off with questions from the board. Do any board members have any questions for Ms. McIsaac? Do any members of the public have anything? Okay. Linda, do you have anything else you want to add before I guess we turn it over to Steve to explain the breakdown?
No, you know, I sent in, I think the board should have a packet of the plan that we have. It's a little different than the first year because we're hoping that the first year, so, you know, we tried to take all the feedback that we received the first year to make this one smoother and better. And so we are, you know, the first year there was some traffic flow challenges and pedestrian safety challenges. So that's where we want to use the whole circle this time. So we have a little more space, and we're actually hoping to use the center green space. Now that it's about a little clearing out, we want to use that as a really great space for people to, I think we were going to just put kids activities in there, but that would just be lawn games and maybe some places for the kids to just hang out. Just again, I think it's a really great way to show by example what can be done in that space. But then also, for the most part, we just want to use a little more of that whole circle and use the space better. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything else I should add. So that's where I'm going to turn it over to Steve if he wants to mention anything that I'm forgetting.
Mr. Nease.
Yeah, no, I got it. No, the only thing I would say, I know further down under new business, they're asking for a waiver of what would be we would typically charge back to an organization doing an event like this. The piece that I think is clear that I think there's two things that you'd be making a decision on. One would be closing down the road, the circle. And as I looked at the plan, we're looking at closing about half a Chapel Road. So just to be clear what you're doing there. And after having been at the last event, I think safety wise, it makes sense to do that. A lot of people were walking across the traffic. It's kind of like when we do the Christmas tree lighting. There's a benefit when in the evening when the road's completely closed down, when everybody's leaving, it gives us a chance to get everybody out safely.
Yep.
I think there's a benefit to doing that for this event as well. So I think it makes sense to close that down, and then also to, if the board is willing to waive the fees. So.
Perfect. And just so we're clear, so it's $5,100 total that they're asking for fees to be waived. Of that, $3,900 is related to Public Works and about $1,200 is related to Police Department, correct?
That is correct.
You want to just kind of expand a little bit on what those costs entail? Or what
Yeah,
those
so
fees entail?
the police department would be, I believe it's 2 officers for the evening, starting, I believe we're closing the road down at 4. So we would have officers there from 4 until 9:30, I believe is what the time frame was. And so that's what that cost is. The Public Works team is actually it's actually probably 2 different days. There'll be several folks there the night of the event to help clean up with trash and those kind of things. Also to make sure the road barricades are put in place properly and that for blocking the roads. And then we have the furniture that was made the last time. If you recall, there was furniture made out of pallets. All that right now is in storage. The Public Works team would pull that out, wash it down, and have it ready to go for the event. And so the $3,900 is the night of the event plus that cost of getting that stuff to the circle, set up, ready to go, and that. So that's what we're looking at.
Perfect. All right, anyone else from the board? Linda, do you have anything else, or Ms. McIsaac, sorry. Do you have anything else that you want to present or say before? Because I think what we'll do is we'll just jump down to new business once you complete your presentation.
No, I mean, just that everybody that we've talked to is really excited about this event again. And I think, the committees are excited to be there. I think the volunteers are excited that we've touched base with to help. I think the energy is there. We've already done a lot of legwork with the planning, so we can hit the ground running if we get the okay. So I suspect a very smooth event.
Perfect. Well, I think that the first one for a lot of people went off pretty smoothly. I'm sure it was stressing you out there for a little bit, you and your team, but I think it went off smoothly. I think everybody had a good time. Linda, the one question I do have is with this, if we were to do the waiving, would Gather essentially honor this as like essentially an in-kind contribution? Because I would suspect you guys will be seeking donations for sponsorship levels. So I would just like to see the township featured, our logo featured on that as an in-kind contribution for the hours that we're going to be donating for township staff. I suspect that's not an issue.
No, not an issue at all. So it would be incredibly appreciated, and I don't think we could.
Hold on, Linda, real quick. We just lost you. Hold on.
So it wasn't an issue.
I think I heard you say it wasn't an issue, right?
It wasn't an issue. No
Perfect,
issue.
there you go.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. All right, thank you, Linda. So we'll move down to section 12.1. I get a motion to consider waiving all township related fees for the Circle at Sundown event, which will total $5,100. The breakdown is as follows: Public Works, $3,900, Police Department, $1,200.
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Partridge, seconded by Supervisor Roberts Lightcap. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. We look forward to another good event, Linda. Thank you, Ms. McIsaac. We'll move now to 8.2, the EAC Sustainable Newtown Square Green Business Coalition by none other than Mr. Dane Shoemaker. And the chair.
Joined here with Sheila.
Miss Sheila Sullivan-Feeney.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Did you know that this Thursday, greener days are coming to Newtown Square? And no, Leonard, it's not for St. Patrick's Day. Sustainability was so important in our township, and this wouldn't have happened without our Newtown Township Supervisors. So we are asking you to help us kick off our program, and it's called Sustainable Newtown Square Green Business Coalition. So if you look in front of you, you all have your little pamphlets. Okay, what's important about this is a Sustainable Newtown Square Green Business Coalition is a free program that's sponsored by Newtown Township for our businesses. And these businesses pledge to be environmentally sustainable in their practices and give back to the community. And the person who helped make this program happen is none other than Dane Shoemaker. So he's going to give you a little bit more detail.
I did not. There was a lot of people involved in this. So first of all, thank you to the Board of Supervisors. You've been very supportive. Leonard, thank you for all of your help. Suzanne and Rose, thank you for, all of the infrastructure, the
And Steve.
the website, the forum, the pledges. Thank you to Paul and the Newtown Square Business Association for being very instrumental in promoting this. So, back in January, we had a breakfast, State of the Township, kind of do a soft launch for this. Since then, we've been talking to a lot of businesses. So we've gotten about 7, I have it right here, yeah. So 7 businesses to actually pledge.
Yep, we're 9 now.
Oh, we're at 9. now. Okay, yeah. Every day we're adding more and more. So basically, just to level set on the program, it's a non-binding, pledge. Right now, we're trying to get businesses to raise their hand and say, I want to help, the township be more sustainable. It's, not kind of cuffing them to do, you got to get rid of plastics, right? It's really a voluntary program. It's all about getting businesses more involved in cleaning up streams, doing tree plantings, and really gathering best practices across a number of businesses. So, we met with SAP, they've signed the pledge. We met with Boron, Dunwoody, Garrett Williamson, Yoga in the Circle, From the Top Dance Studio, Charming Stars, Akasa Pizza. We'll working on a couple more, probably half a dozen or more have given us verbal. But basically, we have, they're listing out items that they're focused on, whether it's replacing LED lighting or it's implementing, centralized waste collection, recycling programs. Maybe they have, green, initiatives like native plants or building paths around, their property, right? So this is kind of phase 1, right? Getting some of these champions on board to help promote some of this. What we want to do is kind of get some of this teed up for Earth Month in April, kind of do some social media campaign, promote some of these businesses, kind of share, what they're doing, educate other businesses, get the community involved and things like that. So
And this Thursday now,
Yes.
at 12 o'clock at Taco Restaurant, we're having our big kickoff. We have actually Francine Locke, who is the Delaware County Chief Sustainability Officer. We have Dr. Monica Taylor, who is Delaware County Chair. We have other representatives, and of course, we're going to have Leonard Altieri, sir, there. I know that we can't have Steve, I know you're away at a conference and we'll miss you dearly, but nobody will be there to keep Leonard's ego in check. So I was a little concerned that you. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Tina. Okay, so I am paying.
A lot of zingers in this presentation. Lot of zingers.
But we love you. No, but seriously.
Hope they're not asking for anything.
What's really important about this program really is other communities have come out and kind of taking an approach to sustainability as a punitive approach, investing fines and kind of demanding businesses. And what's great about Newtown Square is you looked at our business community. They've struggled through COVID. They've had terrible difficulties. And you're saying, how can we help businesses be profitable and be sustainable? Instead of punishing them, you're providing them with an incentive. So businesses really appreciate that. And we're taking that message to them and we really appreciate that. So good stuff to you. In addition, that's all done with our green business program. And we mentioned our leaders. Now, from an EAC perspective, do you know that from March 25th to May 21st, we have an event in the environment happening in Newtown Square? We have, this is really kind of cool. We have 3 stream cleaned up and we'll be promoting, these are all on the township website. We have 2 tree tender programs, and this will be weeding at Gable Park, and Cindy Mahalo is phenomenal. She's organizing that. We have and all of these events, Newtown Township EAC coordinates with Shade Tree, with, Parks and Rec, with goat trails and committees, because we're about collaborating and working together and that's really important. Our Arbor Day tree planting is on April 29th, and we have 3 planting of flowers and weeding at the rain garden. We have 2 community outreach tables, and we will have them at the May 6th Township event for the Train Museum and at the Gather in the Circle. We have a bird hike on May 6th, and we have a native plant sale and swap, which is partnering EAC with the Newtown Township Historical Society. So you have no excuse not to be environmentally minded from March 25th to May 21st.
And the rest of the year. right?
Yes,
Yeah.
all right. Bingo. When am I getting my raise?
Well, let's revisit those insults and then we'll get there.
No, they were terms of endearment. I am thrilled. I am paying for Tina's lunch
Yeah.
since she has come. All right, so
You always know how to keep me grounded. I appreciate that. No, I mean, look, I obviously have heard a lot of the businesses that you've been going after and a lot of the pledges. And I think it's great that this rollout is finally occurring after so much behind the scenes work that you and Dane and others have put into it. So I know that the board is extremely appreciative of everything. And it's a unique program, quite frankly. I mean, there's not a lot in the county where it's, a collaboration, between the township and these businesses is.
actually Francine Locke was very impressed with Newtown Township's plan. She will actually come out and kind of go deeper into it. She's asked for some of our companies to be highlighted from a county perspective. So, and I had mentioned to her that we are rolling out the green carpet for her, and we are grateful for anything that she can do to help Newtown Square. So she was impressed with everything that you are doing as well.
With everything you two are doing.
Well,
with everything you
You
two are
made this
doing.
happen. No, the supervisors supported this program 100%, and we appreciate that.
But we appreciate what you're doing. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, we will move down to section 9, appointment to boards and commissions, which is actually item 13, appointment to the open board / commission / committee position for the library board. Supervisor Russo.
The first 1 to 3 year term expiring 12/31/2025, be Nan Porter. The second 1 to 3 year term expiring 12/31/2025 will be Sharon Rosenthal.
Is there a second? Motion was made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Partridge. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. Move down to section 10, reports from the Township Manager, Mr. Nease.
Yes, I have just a couple quick things for you tonight. First of all, just to kind of let you know, we received notification from PSATS that as part of their PSAT meeting, they will be proposing a bylaw change that will increase their dues. For us, that looks like to be about 70 some odd dollars, or almost $70, based on where we're going to be population wise. If I look at what our amount is now, it's a relatively small increase in comparison to the 2,200 that we pay today. So it's not a lot for what they provide for us. So it's 2209 to 2275. Yeah. So I don't think it was a problem, but I'll be there representing you. Well, yeah, well, I'll be there representing you and making sure that that we're okay with that. The next thing that I wanted to bring to your attention, the CDCA has been presented from Stony Knoll, actually an increase in their flow because they're coming back before you to go from a 13 lot subdivision to an 18 lot subdivision. So they would be increasing the flow per day by $225. I'm sorry, 225 gallons for the 5 lots that they're coming back, the additional lots that they're coming in. You had pre-approved the first go round for 27 lots. I'm assuming that you're okay with that. Me just going ahead and supporting that based on that, knowing that it will only be if you approve the final plan, but that the CDCA could move forward in approving the lots based on, or the increased flow based.
Any other impact?
I mean, the biggest impact is the whole project itself, and you're gonna have that before you probably sometime in April. But the flow for sewer is actually still less than what you originally approved when it was 27. So I don't.
Any comments from the board on that, or any push or desire not to move forward with it? All right, Mr. Neese.
Okay, the other one, just to let you know, I met with DEP, Municipal Authority, and Equus last week. And they're working through their mailers for the two that you've already approved from your side. They're looking at potentially being able to do the last set by a mailer as well, based on what the flows are today from the Chapter 94 report. So they would not be going back and doing a planning module if that were the case. I know that when we had kind of approved everything, we thought a planning module was going to be done. So I just wanted to share that with you. I will keep an eye on that as we move forward and keep you informed as to what direction for sure that will be going. The last thing that I have that I just wanted to make sure that you were aware is that several of us staff will be at the Pelraz conference the remaining part of this week. We'll leave tomorrow afternoon. Suzanne, myself, Yvonne, and Chris will be gone. So just so you're aware of that. I'll still obviously be available by phone, and George and Andy will hold down the fort on this end. So we're in good hands here, but just to let you know, that's where we are.
Any questions for the township manager? One thing I will say is I was at a municipality in Delaware County for my actual paying job to pay my mortgage. And the individual I was speaking to the township manager, just having a normal conversation before the hearing began. I told him that I was in Newtown Square, and he went on a long litany of praise for our township manager, Mr. Neese over there, and the respect that Steve holds among the township managers in the county and the work that he's been doing here. So I think it's always important. We always hear about the negative things. I think it's always important when we hear positive things. It was completely unprovoked, and I, I never let on what I did in the township. I just kept letting him talk.
And your new township Mercedes is sitting out.
Yeah, okay, thank you. An eco-friendly Mercedes, not the less. Yeah. Make sure we get that hybrid in there. Thank you very much, Mr. Neese. We'll now move down to section 11. I reviewed the checks, and so I will make a motion to approve the bills on check register A dated March 13th, 2023, totaling $112,051.56. That is my motion. Seconded by Supervisor Partridge. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 11.2, I will make a motion to ratify the bills on EFT Register A dated March 13th, 2023, totaling $764.25. Motion was made by the chair, seconded by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 11.3, I will make a motion to ratify the bills on EFT Register B dated March 13th, 2023, totaling $24,902.37. Motion was made by the chair, seconded by Supervisor Chanlis. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. We've already taken care of 12.1, but we are in new business and we will start at 12.2. Can I get a motion to approve the authorizing? Can we get a motion to approve authorizing the township manager to sign the agreement with PennDOT as presented by TPD for four crosswalk upgrades in the township at no cost to the township?
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Partridge, seconded by Supervisor Roberts Lakecap. Mr. Neese, can you just explain the four crosswalks, please?
I can, hold on one second. They are. don't see them right here. They are,
Valley View Lane's one of them.
yeah, Valley View Lane,
I have it, hold on.
Can you just explain? can you
so
just
what it
explain
is,
why it's
I'm
in
sorry,
any
it's,
cost?
they're PennDOT roads. And they're, and I'm trying to, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the ones that they are. But they are, they're, all four on PennDOT roads. There are two on Newtown Street Road and two on, um,
Westchester
Route
Pike?
3, Westchester Pike. And they are being done because they looked at them and they've come back and they're making some changes at that location. And as a process, they're going to upgrade the crosswalks. We've had to fill out forms that what our qualifications are, and they will do everything to our qualifications. It's a nice deal. We don't have to do all the work, and free is good. So, but this just gives me the authority to sign that document and let us move forward.
Well, and the crosswalks also help, it encourages safe crossing, so I think it's even more to our benefit,
Yes.
in addition to the fact that it's at no cost.
And it's 252 in Alpha Drive, 252 in Troop Farm Road, Westchester Pike and Valley View Lane, and Westchester Pike and Radnor Drive.
Thank you.
The good thing is that they're free and it's a nice pedestrian upgrade. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 12.3, can I get a motion authorizing the Township Manager to sign the memorandum of understanding for the use of Chester County Police Safety Training for the Police Department SWAT training as reviewed by the Township Solicitor?
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Roberts Laycap. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 12.4, can I get a motion approving the advertisement for the full-time accounts payable position?
Second.
Motion was made by Supervisor Partridge, seconded by Supervisor Roberts Laycap. Is there any board discussion? Mr. Neese, do you want to opine on this?
All I would say is our current accounts payable person is desiring to move to our janitor and nighttime person that would be actually working here, doing the screen for you in the evenings or for any committee. And so this would be backfilling that position, all part of the budget. And we would just be moving forward in that way.
Perfect. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. 12.5, can I get a motion approving the sponsorship in the program book for the 27th Annual Historic Newtown Square Day at a cost of $400?
So moved. Second.
Motion is made by Supervisor Russo, seconded by Supervisor Partridge. Is there any board discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries unanimously. We've already taken care of 13.1. We'll now move down to section 14, board comment. The only comment that I have is that, and it was alluded to by Ms. Sullivan-O'Feeney, or O'Sullivan-Feeney, had that backwards, is that there is the CRC Creek cleanup on next Saturday, the 25th from 9 to 12, which will take place at Drexel Lodge Park. Any other comment from the board? We'll now move to,
Mr. Chair, if I could, I
Yes.
just would make note that the township's in the process of getting all of the events on the township website on our calendar. So I would encourage all of our folks who are listening and all the folks who are here to just watch the township calendar. It'll be on our main calendar as well as for each individual committee that's doing an event. It'll be on their calendar as well.
perfect.
And Mr. Neese, I'm sorry to interrupt. Don't we get, isn't there a, if you sign up with your email address, don't you get a notice, the public things? I know that George sends some of those
Yes.
things out as well.
You
Yeah,
do.
so encourage people to add their email address so you get, because I always forget. And so it's nice to get that reminder. to
Get a
come
text
back
message,
out.
too.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep, it's great. So,
Yep,
Just-
you can get anytime we update and you can pick what you want to be updated on.
Yep.
So it's a great opportunity
Yeah.
to use the
so I
website. that way.
encourage everyone to do that, to get the reminders.
That
Thank
is
you
the
for
notify me
remembering
at the
that.
bottom, correct? Notify me at the bottom. That's the section. Perfect. All right, we'll move down to section 15, public comment. If there's anyone from the audience, please come to the podium. State your name and address for the record.
Paul Seligson, 4727 Powell Lane, and I'm also president of the Business Association. We are having lunch at Teca on Thursday, and it's $20 for members. On members. They didn't. Ms. Roberts. This.
Yep.
Mr. Altieri. is. If anybody else wants to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
Anyone else? Ms. Mahalo.
Cindy Mahalo, 87 Hunters Run. I just want to give a shout out to you and Steve for the new meetings that you're having quarterly, bi-monthly of the chairs of the different boards and commissions. We've done this like 2 or 3 times now. And I know it's more work on Steve's part. He's here another night, but they're very helpful. It's just such a great opportunity for him to explain to us things that we need to know in our positions of responsibility. And then to get representatives from all the different organizations, of which there are more and more, in the same room, and to exchange ideas, kind of brief each other on important things we're doing. I know there was so much dialogue that we ran half an hour longer than Steve had been hoping. But it is a very productive, positive time, and I appreciate having those meetings.
Thank you. With this group, he's used to running over time that he allocates. Is there any other comments from the public? All right, seeing none, I will make a motion to adjourn. Thank you, everyone.